Have you ever realized that two people can live the exact same moment and walk away with two completely different stories? That's because pain doesn't define you, perspective does. Every experience carries two meanings, the one that breaks you and the one that can build you up. The difference is the story you choose to tell yourself about it. When something bad happens, pause and ask yourself, what is this teaching me? That's how you turn your life's hardest moments into your greatest teachers. That's something that has taken me forever to want to actually accept and allow into my life. I had said in my last videos, I've had some massive failures, big things happen in my life that I couldn't stop thinking about, that I always would replay and think about and be like, oh man, I messed up so bad, blah, blah, blah. And like, I would just think about it and think about it over and over again. And it never helped me with anything good coming out of my life. The power of perspective is insane. You can't always control what happens, but you can control what it means to you. There's so many different ways to look at the same scenario. I bet you've heard of, you could have a alcoholic father and you have two sons and one becomes an alcoholic and the other one never drinks once in his life. That's because that's the power of perspective. You had one son thinking, wow, this is the worst thing. I never want to do it in my life. And the other one is torn up. He's destroyed on the inside. And the only thing he can do is lean in to the same failures that his father had. And then there's no one else to blame but yourself for the failures that you have. And man, that was one thing as well that it killed me to have to accept into my life, that the failures that you do have, they're teaching you something. There is always something to learn. Right now, I'm going through something that I've asked myself 10, 20, 30 times. What is this teaching me? And I haven't figured it out yet, but I bet you I will. I bet you if I keep asking myself, what is this teaching me? What is this teaching me? Where can I learn something from this moment? I know for a fact that I'm going to actually make it through better than I was before. That's because resource is a failure. Mistakes and failures aren't the end. They're the evidence of growth. That's how you move forward. That's how you get better. I said the same thing in the last video. A mistake and a failure they're tough. They're hard to accept. They're hard to allow. But man, I'll tell you what, if you can learn something from it, if you can actually look back at it and be like, wow, I really did learn something from it. What if failure isn't the enemy? What if it's just the lesson that refuses to be ignored? Everyone wants to skip the parts where they mess up, but those moments are the blueprint. Failure is feedback. It's information. The second you stop labeling it as a bad, it becomes your greatest advantage. Every setback carries the seed of your next step forward. You can either carry guilt or gather growth. The choice is yours, because the only person that can make that choice is you. You have to be able to take failure and use it as something good in your life, or you will more likely than not be stuck on that moment for far too long and stop your growth. And man, it is cold out here today. I'll tell you what, I'm going off the video a little bit, but I'm kind of cold right now. The wind's blowing. It's like 45 degrees in Florida, but it's cold, so my hands are in my pockets and stuff, but it's cold out today, man. But yeah, failure, it really can screw you up for a long time. Like it did for me, it took me a long time to be able to accept things that happened in my life as moments of teaching. It took me a long time to stop labeling it as something bad, and it really does become your greatest advantage. That's not just something I'm making up, it's something that will work for you in the future. I promise you. Like I said, you can either carry it as guilt or gather growth from that moment. The choice is yours. You really can redefine the past. You decide what your past means, not the other way around. Your past does not make you who you are, but it helps you grow into the person you're meant to be. And there is moments, like I said in the last video, that do define you in life. And you can have a failure define who you are in a good way. What if the moment you keep calling your worst enemy Your worst memory was actually your turning point. Maybe it wasn't a loss. Maybe it was a lesson that built your strength. You get to decide how the story ends 10 years from now. That chapter you once hated might be the reason you became who you are. Every experience, good or bad, adds to who you're becoming. If you choose to see it that way, don't curse the chapters that built your courage. Rewrite what they meant. That's something that, man, when I did that, it changed my life forever. I stopped allowing things to define who I was, and I started becoming the person that I wanted to be and using the things that happened in my past to be that person that I wanted to be. You can truly change any part of your past that you want to change. You can redefine your past. You just have to make the change.